There's more new construction going up in League City right now than there has been in years. And if you're shopping for a brand new home here, picking the wrong community or the right community at the wrong time can cost you tens of thousands in equity you will never get back. By the end of this, you're gonna know the 4 communities worth your attention, what each one costs, who each one is actually for, and the one that is the biggest opportunity in League City right now. So stay with me, because there is also a school district trap out here that catches families every single year. And I'm gonna show you exactly how to avoid it all. First, a little context, because this is not normal. Most of Houston is running out of land close to the action. League City still has it. And with NASA, the medical center, and the whole I-45 corridor right here, developers are pouring in to build. Right now, you've got 4 new construction communities worth knowing, and they're not interchangeable. They sit at different price points. They are at very different stages, and the right one for you depends on your budget and your timeline. So let's walk through all 4 and let me tell you who each one fits. If we haven't met, I've spent 4 years in the Army and 30 years in law enforcement after that. 13 of them as a canine officer. Looking out for people was my job. And that did not change when I got into real estate. It's the whole reason I make these videos. And one quick thing before we keep going, I put together a free Southeast Houston relocation guide that breaks down League City, Friendswood, Clear Lake, Webster, and Manville side by side, schools, home prices, new construction, flood zones, taxes, all of it in one place. It's completely free. Just click the link below and it's yours. Now let's get into these communities. Let's start at the entry point, because not everybody is coming in at the high end. Westland Ranch is a big one, about 838 acres on the west side of League City, and is built for the family that wants brand new without stretching the budget. Homes start here in the high 200s, which for a new build in League City is about as affordable as it gets right now. They've got 5 builders in there: D.R. Horton, Ashton Woods, DRB, K-Hub, and Chesmar. And the amenities are no joke here. A resort pool, a lazy river, pickleball courts, and miles of trails. If you're a first-time family or you just want the most house for the least amount of money in League City, Westland Ranch definitely belongs on your list. There's one catch on the schools that I will come back to, so hang with me. Next up is Coastal Point, and this one is basically at the finish line. It's a smaller, more intimate community, only about 300 homes on 206 acres. And it's one of the last master plan communities in that pocket of League City. The thing to understand is that it is almost fully built out. There are only a handful of brand new homes left, and after those, it goes to resale only. Prices have run from the high 300s up to the 700s, with the middle of the market sitting in around 500,000. And the builders here were Coventry, Lennar, and Brightland. So if you love Coastal Point, you are catching the very last of the new construction and buying into a finished, proven neighborhood. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Just know that you're at the tail end of this one, not the beginning, which means most of that early equity has already been captured. Now here's the one I want to spend the most time on, because it is the main event in League City right now. Legacy by Hillwood. This is a big, ambitious master plan community, about 800 acres, right off League City Parkway, and it is just getting going. The first residents only started moving in late last year. That timing matters, and I'll come back to why here in a few minutes. League City went out and lined up 10 premier builders, and I mean the heavy hitters like Perry, David Weekley, Highland, Drees, Shea, Coventry, Beezer, Weston, Partners in Building, and Village Builders. 10 builders under one community is really rare, and it means the price range is huge, from the low 400s all the way up past $1 million, on lots that run from 50 up to 80 feet wide. So whether you're a move-up family looking at a $500,000 home, going for something custom and high-end, Legacy has the home for you. The community is built around 60 acres acres of waterways and trails. And the first phase amenity center, they call it the Homestead, is going to have a resort-style pool and gathering spaces. All 10 model homes are open right now to walk, and it's zoned to Clear Creek ISD, which for the families I work with is a big part of the draw. And there is one more thing that's sitting in League City's favor: the new Grand Parkway. You know, that big outer loop that circles all around Houston is being built right through the western side of League City, near Legacy. When a highway like that comes in, it makes the whole area more connected. And roads like that have a way of pulling home values up with them. Legacy is sitting right in the path of it. So why do I keep coming back to this timing? Because Legacy is at the very front of this window. It just opened. The builders are competing hard for those first families, and the community is nowhere near built out. That is the ground floor. If League City keeps growing the way it has, the families who buy into Legacy are the ones with the most room for their value to climb up as it fills in and the later phases price higher. Compare that to a community that is already 90% sold, where a lot of that appreciation has already happened. Same city, very different equity story, and it comes down to when you get in. And then there is this giant that is still coming. Hines, one of the biggest developer in the country, bought a 1,500 acre tract on the west side of League City, about 3 miles west of I-45 between 517 and League City Parkway. And here's a key detail: it has frontage road on the same future Grand Parkway. They're planning a community of around 2,700 homes, over 400 acres of parks, and its own Clear Creek ISD school site, with prices projected from the 400s to around 800,000. The only catch here is the timeline, because this is where people get ahead of themselves. The first lots are not expected until late 2027, with homes starting to go up around 2028. It doesn't even have a name yet, so this is not one you can buy in today. It's one to watch, because when that much land opens up on the Grand Parkway, it shapes where prices and demand go across this whole side of League City. If your move is 2 to 3 years out, I would keep an eye on this one. Now, before you go walk into these model homes, the single most important thing to know about new construction: every one of these builders is going to ask you to register on your first visit. If you do not have your own agent registered with you on day one, they usually don't let you add one later. And some people think walking in alone saves the money. It doesn't work that way. The builder pays the agent's commission. It doesn't come out of your pocket. It doesn't change anything about the price. It costs you nothing. So before you tour a single model home, just make that call first. And here's exactly why that matters. And this is an example straight off my desk. I just put a family under contract in Legacy in the high 300s. And because those 10 builders are all fighting for the same families, at the time of this video, I got the builder to cover all of their closing costs, to buy their interest rate down into the 3s in a market where most people are starting at rates up over 6, closer to 7%. That is what builder competition does for you when you have somebody working on it on your side, instead of walking into a model home and taking the first number they hand you. The sales rep for that builder works for the builder. Your agent works for you. So use the competition. All right, this is the part I promised you at the start. You know the communities now and roughly what each one costs. This next part is the thing that trips families up out here every single time, and it can follow you for years if you get it wrong. Everybody moving to League City assumes they are getting Clear Creek ISD. Most of the time they are, and Clear Creek is one of the top rated districts in the whole area, but it's not automatic. Take Westland Ranch, for example, the one I told you to hang on for. The main section is Clear Creek ISD, but the lakes at Westland Ranch section, the same community, same entrance, is actually zoned to Santa Fe ISD, a completely different district with different ratings. It's got the same name out front, but 2 different school systems, depending on which part you buy in. That is exactly the trap I was talking about. You can't assume your district by the community name. name, and you definitely cannot assume it by the city on the sign. You've got to check the district on the exact address, the exact section before you sign. I've watched families fall in love with a floor plan and find out later their kids are not in the district they thought. 2 minutes of checking saves you that. And while you're at it, this is League City, so pull the flood zones on that specific lot too. New construction is not automatically out of the floodplain, and the elevation can change street to street. One more on the money side, and it is specific to new construction. These master plan communities are almost always inside of MUD, a municipal utility district. That is the debt that's paid for the roads, the water, and the sewer, and you pay it back through a higher property tax rate, often up over 3% in a brand new community. The good news is that it can come down over the years as that debt's paid off, but you want to ask 2 things before you sign. What is the current tax rate, and where is the MUD debt headed? Nobody at that model home volunteers that number. It's on you to ask, and it is exactly the kind of math I run for all my family so the payment does not blindside you later. So here's my honest take. If budget is the priority, Westland Ranch gets you into League City, new construction for the least. Just mind which section you're in for schools. If you want a smaller, finished neighborhood and you're okay catching the last few new homes, it's Coastal Point. If you're looking to 2 to 3 years down the road, keep an eye out on the Hines community. But if you're asking me where the biggest opportunity in League City is right now, it's legacy, the builder lineup, the price range, the Grand Parkway coming in, and most all the timing, getting in at the front of a community this size, that is the one with the most room to run. Just buy it smart. Check your district, check your flood zone, ask about the MUD rate, and bring your own agent on day one. And if you're trying to figure out which of these fits your family and your budget, that's exactly what I do. I offer free 30-minute consultations, no pressure, no pitch, just honest answers to your specific questions. My phone number is right here. It's also down in the description. There's also a link down there if you want to book an appointment. And I just did a complete breakdown of everything that's coming to the Bay Area, the new jobs, the new retail, the Grand Parkway, all the growth that's about to reshape this whole area. So if you want to see what's headed our way, just tap or click here and I'll meet you in that video. And if you never want to miss another one, just tap or click right here. Thanks for watching.